Hello friends, Bruce Rhodes here, Superintendent of the Southern Michigan Conference. On today's Moment That Matters, I want us to reflect upon the biblical word formation. We come across this word in Paul's letter to the Galatians in chapter 4, verse 19, where he wrote, "My dear children, for whom I am again in the pains of childbirth until Christ is formed in you." Formation comes from the Greek word morphe, which means form or shape. In essence, Paul is using a biological illustration to depict spiritual formation in the life of this congregation. Much the same way that we were formed in our mother's womb and ultimately shaped by the DNA of our parentage, so in a very real sense, Paul is using this imagery as he pleads with these Christ followers to allow Jesus to shape them into his image. Now, as I reflect upon the importance of this idea, I believe we have too often possessed a limited understanding of the goal of the Christian life, which many would define as getting to heaven. Getting to heaven is an inadequate understanding of salvation. Allow me to offer this in its place. The goal of the Christian life is to become deeply formed by the Spirit's work, which brings about transformation in you and I, so that we resemble Jesus and fruitfully engage in his work in the world. The problem with getting to heaven is that it's focused on a destination without identifying a process. But when we come to understand that the goal of the Christian journey is actually a process of ongoing transformation into the image of Christ, then our destination is certain. Here are two observations about what it means to be spiritually formed. First, we are all being formed. The deepest truth is that all of us are being formed right now, moment by moment, every day of every week of every month and every year of our lives. The challenge for us is to deeply reflect on what that is. We are living in a time of history where there are powerful influences forming people into the image of something other than Jesus Christ. Whether it's music, social media, marketing, relationships, hobbies, philosophies, politics, the list is endless. The goal of these powerful influences is to get us to think in a certain way, to value certain things, and to behave in a certain way that's often not in alignment with the person of Jesus. Probably the best example that I could share to illustrate this point comes out of our current political environment. News outlets are trying to form us into a voting constituency that aligns with their candidates' values, policies, and party. That's why so many people are being caught up and swept away by political parties and their ideologies. These things are forming the masses. And here's why this is important to know. We become what forms us. Let's say that I want to become a world-class bass fisherman. In order to do that, I will invest my money into purchasing an expensive bass boat and all of the fishing gear involved. I will spend weekends on the road, often away from my family, participating in fishing tournaments. I'll subscribe to magazines. I'll listen to podcasts from the experts about how to catch more and bigger bass. I'll eat and sleep bass fishing to become a world-class practitioner. Now, once I open my life to these formation rituals, and that's what they are, I'm more likely to become a successful bass fisherman just because I have oriented my life around this goal. But what is also true is that I have pursued something that has lured me away from life's true goal of becoming transformed into the image of Jesus. Perhaps this is what Jesus had in mind when he said, "What will it profit a person to gain the whole world and forfeit their own soul? What will a person give for their soul?" In his book, The Weight of Glory, author C.S. Lewis wrote that our trajectory as human beings is in one of two directions. He used the terms of becoming either immortal horrors or everlasting splendors. Because that is true, it is imperative that we anchor our lives to specific rituals that keep us sensitive and pliable to the redemptive work of God's Spirit at the core of our lives. Things like scripture and prayer and solitude and generosity, thankfulness, worship, and fellowship are just a few of the formation rituals that the Spirit of God uses to form us. These are divinely powerful resources that contain great power to shape us toward Christ-likeness. Friends, formation, it really matters.